It's 50 days since we followed Jesus on the way of the cross, since he was tried and executed on the cross, since he was nailed on the cross, died, and was put in the tomb. It's 50 days since Mary went to the tomb and found his body was gone. She saw 2 angels and the folded grave clothes, but no Jesus. Crying, she went outside, and she saw the gardener. She said, "What have you done with his body? Where have they put it?" And he said, "Mary." And she knew it was Jesus. It's 50 days since 2 of Jesus' friends were walking from Jerusalem to Emmaus. They were talking about everything that had happened, all about Jesus, when suddenly a man came alongside them and walked with them. He asked them, "What are you talking about? What are you so worried about?" They said, "Are you the only person in Jerusalem who doesn't know what's been going on?" But he explained to them that the Messiah was supposed to die and rise again. They had supper together at the end of their journey, and the man ate with them. And he took bread and blessed it, and they suddenly realized it was Jesus. And then he disappeared from their sight. They jumped up and went all the way back to Jerusalem to tell the other disciples, "We met Jesus." Back in Jerusalem, the disciples were in an upstairs room with the doors locked, for they were frightened, when suddenly Jesus appeared among them and said, "Peace be with you." And they realized it was him. They were able to touch him, and he ate fish with them. He explained that he was risen from the dead. It was part of God's plan to bring people back to him and to make everything right between people and God. But Thomas wasn't with them that day. He didn't see Jesus. When he came back, he said, "I'm never going to believe unless I see and touch Jesus. Unless I put my hands where the nails went, I won't believe he's alive." Jesus appeared the next week to Thomas, and Thomas did touch his hands and saw the hole in his side, and he believed. He said, "My Lord and my God." Jesus appeared to the disciples and talked to them, spent time with them, ate with them for 40 days. And then he took them to a hillside. He said, "I'm going back to God. I'm going back to heaven to be with my Father. I will send the Holy Spirit to be with you forever." And he blessed them and went back to heaven. The disciples went back to Jerusalem and waited for 10 days, praying for the Holy Spirit to come. Suddenly a loud wind came rushing through the house, and fire came and landed on their heads like tongues of flame. and they were filled with the Holy Spirit from God. And they began to speak in other languages, and all the other people visiting Jerusalem could understand what they said. How they were praising God for all that he had done and explaining about Jesus, the Messiah, who had sent the Holy Spirit on them, and that the Holy Spirit was for all people, men and women, young and old, a gift from God. And they were bold to proclaim it.